Welcome. Another fabulous day for most anything, including study of yourself, the Bhagavad Gita, or actually through any other spiritual practice you may wish to pursue. But we're looking at the Bhagavad Gita, which has been around for a really long time, and has influenced people across different cultures and historical periods. So maybe you can do something for your life. It's done a lot for mine. Right, today we are looking at some more of your questions, and I do appreciate you sending them in, whether it's by comment, email, text, no problem. Today I'm going to refer back to a topic that we broached way back in video 111, and if you don't remember, fear not, we'll review it. And I got a question that was asking about children. And I'm going to discuss children as seen through the lens of the Gita and its source material, the Mahabharata. And I feel like it's very interesting to be asking me about children because I don't have biological children of my own. I wouldn't be able to have them um, due to something I was born with. Uh, But that doesn't mean I haven't had children in my life. I've taught children's martial arts. I was a story time leader at libraries. I've got cousins, nieces, nephew. So there have been children in my life, but just none that I've identified as mine. And there's been some political talk here in the United States about how people that don't have biological children have no vested interest in the country. And as somebody who doesn't have them, my point of view is that that's not quite correct. I have a vested interest in not just my country, we're going to talk about this word my, but the world. And children are getting older. I mean, I was a child once, and now look, I'm running certain things, and that's going to happen. It's going to keep happening. And in some ways, perhaps I might have, I don't want to say a better, but I definitely have a different viewpoint because there are no children that are mine. The most dangerous word, according to many spiritual traditions and books, is my in any language, my or mine. Because once something becomes my or mine, we give special attention to it and often neglect others that aren't my or mine. So, as an example, a couple examples. So, these are tough. There have been drug epidemics here in this country, all over the world as well. And what I've heard from groups of people, as someone who doesn't have my own children, is that when other people's children, or indeed other people, fall prey to drug addiction, then it's often seen as a moral failing. Like, what's wrong with them? But when it has to do with my family, my children, my group, then there's an extenuating circumstance often. There's a cause, like, well, I had surgery that caused me to take these pain pills for a while, and that's how it started. Or I had this, and that's how it started that. And so there's this huge schism that seemed to arise over something that's perceived as mine and something that's perceived as not mine. And in fact, in the Mahabharata, thousands of years ago composed, I mentioned previously in video 111 that a character named Gandhari, who is a queen, and she sees this civil war coming in her country, says that the root of all social injustice is that when we favor our children over the children of others. So when we want to make sure our children get the best, even if it's the expense of others. And, this is actually kind of hardwired into us. If you look at a biological perspective, we want our genes, our ideas to survive. And sometimes it seems like the way we get our ideas to survive is to take away resources from others. And this causes a huge amount of trouble. In fact, when I look at commandments from different spiritual traditions, like thou shalt not kill, well, thou shalt not kill our group, but other groups can be fair game. And I was just at the Cleveland Armenian Festival, which is going on this weekend. Link below if you're watching this on Saturday. It's a great little festival. And every time I've gone the past couple of years, I've heard from both Armenian people and people who have gone to Armenia that are not Armenian about the horrible struggles and suffering of this people. But because there aren't a lot of Armenians in this country, we don't tend to hear about it in the national news. I mean, it's not a big ethnic group that most of us would identify with or have friends with or have relatives in. And so since it's not ours, we don't hear about their suffering like we would about other countries that are more linked to us, our own backgrounds. And it just brings home the fact that suffering and joy and celebration are universal. And I enjoy partaking in others' both suffering and joys because it expands mine. There's that word. Before we talk more about children, because yes, Arjun had children, Krishna had children, and how did they deal with their children? I just invite you to reflect upon this whole concept of me and mine and how that can produce challenge in your life, and not just related to children. My baseball team is better than yours cheats. My car is better than yours. My neighborhood is better than yours, so don't dump junk in my neighborhood. Dump the trash in that crappy neighborhood over there. Okay. This is my Great Lake, Erie. Stop polluting my lake and don't try to steal its water. You know, let's focus our minds and then we'll contemplate how my comes up in your life. Switch sides. All righty. Now, I do invite you for the next 5 minutes to contemplate how the word my has impacted your life and may still be impacting it. How do you look at things that are mine versus things that are others? 5 whole minutes. Welcome back. Just as a blade in the hand of a murderer can bring death and dismay, so a blade in the hands of a master surgeon can bring healing and hope. Same thing with my. It's a dangerous word. It can also be a word of healing if we can learn to use it that way. Like, it's not just this corner of the world, it's mine. The whole world is mine. My responsibility and my beloved. You are all beloved, especially Mary and the Armenian people. I dedicate today's practice to you. Until we get to meet again and talk more, may you be well.